Hey, I'm Kev, and welcome back to GT Sport. I know it's been a while, but I've got loads of races stacked up, including a couple from the Nurburgbing. This is back when it was daily, but actually weekly races. I know they fixed at the end of October, so now it is daily. And I've actually been enjoying it, even if I do miss a couple of days and I haven't driven all the circuits, so it does take a couple of races to get up to speed on the circuit. It's still much more fun that now it's daily instead of having it as weekly events. But here we are, starting or not starting at the back. We were meant to start in 12th. I have no idea what happened. It just glitched and someone is glitching all over the place. So we're going to be in 15th minutes. So we're actually going to be starting if we can get the car away. Going to take a couple of cones with us. This was back when I believe penalties could have had to be kind of fixed within an app, not actually the whole race. And they actually kind of naturally, when you're braking, sometimes just go down naturally, so you don't have to really worry about penalties online, which is a nice. I don't know how they figure out the penalties. It's a bit weird sometimes, and as I said, sometimes they're so inconsequential. If you have a long race like this, why do they bother giving you, these little tiny ones if you make a slight mistake? But here we are, we crossed the line, only 27.5 seconds back. We might not win this thing, but we're going to give it a good try. We're going to try and stay on the circuit as well. That's a good tip if we're racing, Gran Turismo or any racing game. Just stay on the circuit. It really does gain you lots of time if you do that instead of going into the gravel or the runoff area, because you think it's a car park, so you park the car there, try to get some milk and eggs, but in fact it's actually just a runoff area, and then you realise you're playing a racing game, and then you have to you get back on the circuit. So that's what we're trying to do here. Is now we're just 28.5 seconds back. We're not quite catching the Porsches at the front. You've got the GTR as well. I'm driving the BMW, but I do find the Nissan GTRs, in Group 3, Group 4, they are my favourite cars to drive at the moment. So later videos, those are going to be like the only cars. I'm going through that phase at the moment, driving the GTRs, but I'm sure I'm going to break out of it, as once again we're not driving on the circuit. No, I'm not even listening to my own tips here. I'm going into the gravel and everywhere. This has been a very scruffy first lap, even if it did begin very poorly. As now we've got 1.5 second penalty. As it looks like someone has gone off, someone else as well. It looks like the Mercedes, maybe the BMW contacted you. I don't know why they're stuttering like that though. Normally you just ghost and then they rejoin, but really strange race has happened here where we've had a messy start, messy first lap. We're up to 13th though. Still not taking the chicane now. We're cutting the grass now. I don't need the extra income. I don't know why I'm doing that. So now our fellow BMW round our outside. And he cuts our nose off into the final corner. Okay, he cuts us off. Doesn't even bother to take the apex. He's just roaring about keeping that 30th position. A very important position in the race. Of course, on the first lap as well of a 10-lap race, you really got to defend hard. As it looks like he's going all over the place as the Frenchman. We're going to dive down his inside. He brakes very early into the hairpin as we've got another BMW off. I don't know what it is with the BMWs. No, it's actually a Beetle. I apologise. He's now in me. Very good ghosting system that in this game. I think it has been fixed with the patches that they've had, but I don't know what happened to this race. It was just off sync. So we braked late into the left-hander just so we could get rid of the Beetle within us. We're getting a 3.8 second penalty now, but we're still ahead of the Beetle. We let that BMW by, and he's chasing down in. It's like the Citroen 4C. So let's see if he has a good battle. And you can already see at the top that it's naturally going down the time, but we slow down anyway. We let the BMW, we let the Beetle through. I keep thinking that's a BMW. I don't know why. There's actually been races as well, depending on the circuit, where you see like loads of Beetles, where you see loads of Nissans as well. In the first week you saw a bit of everything, but now it seems like people have figured out, this car's better for this circuit. Figure out very quickly. Of course, you play this game as that Beetle's getting a bit out of shape through the Schumacher S. Getting a good run now into the left-hander, can perhaps dive, not really an overtaking spot. He defends the inside anyway, outbrakes himself. I do as well, go right into rear of the Beetle. I'm not sure if an M6 or a Beetle can actually produce a car that way, but we tried it out. Doesn't seem like it works. So we're down in 14th on this second lap. It's been a bit of an adventure, this race so far, as you got a 2:05 from the Slovenian in the Porsche. It's on the first lap. For some reason the Beetle's got that Oh, they've got that chicane. Oh, be wrong. The Vidal chicane. And we've got the Frenchman in front going horribly wrong as well, and his BMW as he going to the final corner, the Coca-Cola curve, I remember being called. Not sure if it is anymore. As we go out of it, we've got a superb run on Dane in front. Let's try and make a dive down the inside. Look at this, not really defending it. How sees that we're kind of fast, they've just been held up slightly maybe, and he's making those are mistakes, so are we, but we break a bit cautious into first corner. He's going into the wall though. He's braking for Nazareth. As in this, so the Audi R8 has also gone off as well in that first corner, so up to 12. We've just made positions from people making mistakes basically, but we're fighting for a top 10 in it. So it's they're fighting hard, the Citroen and the BMW. No doubt we're going to catch up soon, as I'm not the best around the Nurburgbing in the game. As I don't know where that BMW is going, just lost the back end slightly maybe. He's trying to cut the grass as well, trying to get that extra income. I'm not sure if that's how you get extra credits in this game. Probably not. As he goes into the right hand, and now he head towards the Dunlop curb, I believe it's called, at the bottom of this run. I do love this corner, very wide open, very tricky corner to get right. Got to brake a bit earlier than you think, and well, that Frenchman really did brake early, almost into the rear of him there, and once again they're getting a bit scruffy on the exit, not getting a good run through the Schumacher. So if we get a good run here, could maybe take into the right hander or left hander. Coming up, we can. He's very squeaky, kicking up the dirt as well. And the Schumacher S go down the inside, up into 11th, and the Citroen going very slow. And he's realised that, trying to defend as we go down the inside. We're losing SR, thanks for that. As we go past into 10th, we've got over a 5-second gap in front to the Audi, but it doesn't look like it's over. That Citroen's right in our tail. Is he going to dive down our inside into the chicane? It looks like he's lining it up. And this how we outbraked him. Now he's easing the car into the chicane. He's giving us a good old whack, and I'm not sure where he is. Is he round or outside? He's disappeared. It looks like he went off since that. So he got over a second gap to the BMW behind, and then we've got the Audi in front. A bit of a gap, 6 seconds now, as we are posting 2-minute 4s, 2-minute 3s. Not the best that time, so you can see a 2-minute. The Id is the best that time from the Porsche, and the Porsche certainly seems the best car around this circuit from what I can tell. As we're in our BMW, we're going to trudge on for this next lap. But we get that first corner, first hairpin wrong. We're holding off the BMW behind, exactly the same BMW, isn't he? Well, no, he's got different paintwork in it, so, but we're both M6's GT3 cars. I do quite like these cars. And GT Sport, yes, the handling's not the best in this game, but still it's a fun game. That's all you want kind of out of a game, really, out of a race game. You want some fun. As here we go at the end, we finish in 8th. I think the Audi went off by itself and then someone else went off by themselves, as we're just around 20 seconds behind the Porsche 911, which was around even pace for us for these final few laps. So we had around almost 10-second gap to the BMW behind that. We finished this race in 8th, which is pretty good after that crazy start, I would say. Going back to last, as at the top it looks like the German one ahead of the Slovenian, both 911s. Then you got Nissan GTR, then you got the Aston Martin V12 Vantage. As we go into the next race we had round here with 3 laps to go, setting our fastest lap, and we're chasing down this Mustang for top 5. This is what happens when the start doesn't glitch. Can battle higher up here. That's some good battles right to the end of a race as well. But this Ford Mustang, I don't know how you drive that, mate. I cannot drive that car. He's going to do much prefer the BMW, the Nissan, the Chevrolet Corvette. So I tried the Aston Martin, so I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's just, it just feels a bit weird to me. But in general, GT3 cars are pretty nice to drive. Let's see what we can do then for this Ford Mustang. We've been chasing him down for a few laps, finally caught up to him now. So you've got the Viper behind us, the Viper. Do you like driving that car as well, the Dodge Viper? In 7th behind us, but they're around 6.5 seconds back. But now we're right in the tail of the Hungarian here. We definitely got the pace on him, or her, but we're just running out of time, running out of laps here. We've got under 3 laps to go as we go into the curb at the bottom of the hill. Look at that, he's back in the rear. That's what happened with him in his few laps. I noticed that he's just battling to get this car, get the traction out of the corners. So that's perhaps what I've got to think about, trying to make this move on them, trying to perhaps to be a bit cautious into the corner, but then get a superb exit. It's all about, slowing faster, that old adage. And that's what we're trying to maximise here, as we don't want to be too slow into the corner though, so that you really are disadvantaging ourselves. But we've got a superb run here, he's gone slightly wide. But again, that Ford Mustang has some grunt under its bonnet as we go towards the chicane, right in the slipstream. But in this time, we're not going to be making the move, are we? Oh, you braked very early. Oh, we just braked very late. I wasn't sure what happened there. It seemed like on my screen you braked early, but then I just locked up and went off like an idiot. So we've now got 2 laps to do this, and we've got a bit of a gap now of around a couple of seconds. We've got to chase down this Ford once again. We've done all of this hard work the previous 3 or 4 laps to catch up. Had our moment, messed it up, and now we've got to reset and do it all over again. As in the lead, it's the Aston Martin V12 Anchorage, just to make me look like an idiot. And I was saying that I couldn't drive it. Obviously, it was a very good car around this circuit. Then you got the Porsche 911, then you got the Citroen 4C, then you got the Porsche, and then you got the Ford. And as I say, even though cars kind of suit circuits, in general, it's still just about your favourite car, the car you feel most comfortable with. And this BMW, despite the sparse kind of interior, as you can see, I do kind of like driving it. Even though I do still feel far away, you know, it's like I'm just stuck in polystyrene or something. It feels like far away from the dash. You've got a tiny dash compared to the rest of the dashboard actually at the top. But we are gaining on a Mustang, gained around half a second in that first sector, and it's like got another squirty exit down the hill, gaining another 10th, and it's like into the hairpin at the bottom of the hill. We're losing the back end slightly, trying to go a bit wider. He nailed that throttle on the exit to get a good run, but we've lost a couple of tenths to the Ford. But we're going slightly wide as well on the Schumacher, as you can take that flat out in these cars. Perhaps got a look at the tuning as well. Look at the set of these cars as well to perhaps maximise that through. Yes, maybe we need a bit more downforce through these corners. As in this, like the Viper's gained on us, less than 5 seconds behind, but still decent gap heading on to the final lap, as we're now 2nd behind the Mustang. He's made a mix of that left and right, and now we're building up. We're getting the crescendo for this final lap. We need that music to play at the beginning to play now, as we're really on the tail. That's how you nail the braking into the chicane. Take it in 2nd, nail the throttle on the exit. As you can see again, really getting on the power. I'm not sure if you had tyre issues. It'd be very rare to have tyre issues and attend that race, but I don't know, maybe just struggling getting the power down with that Ford. Bit of a hefty beast it is. As here we go onto the final. I've got a superb run. Go to a 2.6. As we're looking down the inside, kind of feints to defend the inside, but we go down the inside anyway. Being a bit cautious, don't want to nail him, and just that's how we make the position. But we're looking down the inside into the left-handed. Oh, they're not having it. Now we're looking to the outside now. Maybe going to cut back here. So he forwards it out wide and he brakes early. And then we kind of tap him. As we couldn't avoid that, unfortunately. There goes our SR down once again. What are you doing to me, Nurburgbing? I'm going to have no sportsman rating after this. Of these couple of races. Like, once again, Squee on the right hand is really defending on this final lap. But I'm here, buddy. We've got a car width and you tried to turn into me there. And that is not going to work, unfortunately for you. As we go around the outside into the right hand, I still act like he's on my inside there, but now we're going to have a superb run out of this corner while he's going to be struggling on the tighter line. We're not going to have a run into the hairpin, so let's see if we can just hold on for the rest of this final. What a battle this has been. Very aggressive, as we're over 17 seconds behind the Citroen 4C in front, so we're not focusing on 4th at all. We're focusing for this top 5 position. Can we hold on? As we definitely got the pace, we just got to keep it together on this final lap. As it looks like he's falling back, almost a second back now as that Mustang. But into the left and right, we're a bit more cautious. Well, he's a bit more aggressive. You can see going very wide there, over a second behind. But then into this right-hander, very cautious from myself, and he gains a few tenths of a second. And then heading up towards the hill, down this kind of back straight, the bend in the middle, the kink, going into the chicane. I was thinking, oh, I've got this now. I can be cautious into the chicane. Big mistake here as the Ford brakes with all its might behind us, virtually pushing us out the corner. Now we've got to defend the inside, and I think I do this, but no, he's found a gap, forces us right, and we have lost 5th place in the final corner. Yeah, our sportsman rating's gone down the pan, but more importantly, we lost 5th place in the final corner because I put up more on me than the other driver, because you always expect that that final corner, if they see a gap, they're going to go for it. You got to defend that inside with your life, and I didn't do that. I left the gap, and so that's why I end up in 6th. Ended up being faster, you know, really cautious into that chicane that led into that final corner incident. But good race overall though, finishing in 6th. I'm not winning every race, I'm not on the podium every race, you know, battling just to be in the top 10 for most races. And if I get a top 10, and if I have a decent battle there with the Mustang, you know, I'm pretty happy after an on race. But GT Sport 9 has been mostly very good, and I'm going to bring you some more videos of it soon. So, South Fortune, I'll see you then.